welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about all the books I read in July. So let's get right on to the video. I read 10 books this July and I am thoroughly surprised, but also very happy with that number. I had a pretty good reading month and I'm just really excited to tell you about the books I read. So the very first book I read in July was The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. And this book was incredible. I had no idea about Eight Passengers, like the YouTube channel, when I started reading this book, or when I heard about this story. I kind of looked up Eight Passengers, like when Ruby and Jody were arrested. I had kind of looked up Eight Passengers and kind of what had happened and everything. It was a very interesting read, very heartbreaking, but in like an inspiring way almost. Sherry is so strong, and hearing about her story was just very uplifting. And I'm so glad she got out of that situation. I'm also glad she protected the names of her siblings, her younger siblings. I think that was a really smart move, and I'm really glad she did that. This book was so good, so good. The second book I read in July was Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, and this book was incredible. It was a book of the month pick and a few months ago, and I'm just so glad I finally read it. This book was so interesting, so many twists and turns, and I had no idea where we were going next. So this was a September 2025 pick, and I am so glad I finally got to it. It was a great read, and it was so entertaining, and I just felt like once I got to the end of a chapter, I felt like I just had to keep going to find out what happens next. And whatever the twist was at the end, I was completely wrong about it. I had literally no idea what was going to happen, and I thought I had it figured out, and I did not. The third book I read in July was Love Letters to a Serial Killer by Tasha Coriel. This book was entertaining, to say the least, but it was also very predictable. I kind of guessed the twist about halfway through the book, and it's kind of just like a fun read. I'm very into true crime and everything, so I felt like it was right up my alley. But if you're not into that and you're not into unhinged people trying to send love letters to a potential serial killer, then that's probably not for you. But it was an entertaining read, and I'm glad I read it. It was good. The Three Lives of Kate K by Kate Fagan. This book had me in a chokehold for a good 24 hours. It was so entertaining. It was so incredible. I rated it 4 stars, I believe. I think it just could have, I don't know, I feel like it just could have had a little bit of extra. I don't know, but it just didn't feel like a 5-star, like a full 5-star read to me. But this book was literally made me feel all the feels. I was sad at one point. I was frustrated at one point. I was angry at one point. I was happy. I was literally all the feels. This book made me feel it. So yeah, it was good, and I'm glad I read it. And I thoroughly thought that this book was a mystery thriller type book. It was literally on my mystery thriller shelf, and then I started reading it. Actually, I didn't even look up the description of it or anything, and I realized that it was not a mystery thriller. And I was like, oh, well, that was on the wrong shelf, and I had no idea. Now, I'm going to just quickly talk about these: Apprentice to the Villain and Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. These are the second and third book in the Assistant to the Villain series, and my gosh, they're incredible. They're both very good. I rated them both 5 stars, and there's not much to say just because it's the second and third book in the series, but I think the story progressed very well, and I am very excited to see where it takes us next. Apparently, Adversary to the Villain is not the last book in the series like we all thought, so I'm very excited to get to that book and books to come. Next up, we have Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I finally got to this book after seeing it all over TikTok and YouTube for a very long time, and I'm glad I read this book. It wasn't the best book ever, but it also wasn't the worst. And I am just really glad that I finally read it so I can read Twisted Games and see what all the hype is about Twisted Games. The next book I read was Two Sides to Every Murder by Danielle Valentine. And this book was like very Friday the 13th esque. And it was very entertaining to say the least. The twist at the end, I had literally no idea. I thought I had it, and the end came and went, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally have no idea what's going to happen next. Like, I thought I had the twist figured out, and it turns out I totally did not. So yeah, this book was really good, and I'm really happy I got it. I got it from Book Outlet's 7.99 sale, and it had sprayed edges and it looked really interesting, so I was like, absolutely, I'm gonna pick it up. And yeah, I'm just really glad I picked it up and read it. It was a very quick read, but in the best way possible. Like, it was so good. Next, we have Violet Thistlethwaite is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Krempholtz. This book was so good. It was very much like a cozy fantasy, and it was just chef's kiss. It was so cute and so good, and I really enjoyed my time reading it. It was just the coziest fantasy. Last but certainly not least, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book, oh my gosh, I was crying, I was laughing, I was crying again and again and again. I thought I had this book figured out, and then it like sucker punched me in the gut. And yeah, it was just, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. I just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Those are all the books I read in July. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye, guys.